All right, let's go ahead and get to the topic. Rhapsody of the Sea. Let me look at something real quick. Okay, Rhapsody of the Sea. One of Royal's older ships, not the oldest. I think it came out about. I think it came out about 1997. Hold on. It's gonna be the same price. Just look like you have options. It's not gonna be the same price. I mean, no, scratch that. It's not because if they remove gratuities, I mean, we know we're all supposed to pay gratuities, but it's going to look like a cheaper price. Now, if you want to, they tell you, I mean, they say it right there, yay, it's optional. So if you want to take them off, but if you take out the Wi-Fi, that's going to drop your price. You know, if you start taking out everything and give you a bare bones, it's going to drop the price. You're not going to probably like the product, but it's going to drop the price if you just want to get on the ship. The average person needs. Law Jones says the average person. The average person needs to know travel agents are usually free and can help you navigate all this stuff. You can YouTube channels can help. They can help you, but can help you know what you want. If you know what you want, yes. YouTube, any kind of social media, take it with a grain of salt. What people say. I mean, I'm sure people are they're gonna talk about like Rhapsody of the Sea. I'm about to talk about Rhapsody of the Sea. I could hate it, I could love it, and if you follow me, maybe you take that into consideration. Maybe you like, oh well, Bill said this, that, and the other, and I'm not going on that ship. Don't take people's words for it. And as far as prices, haven't seen the prices yet. But it taking out Wi-Fi, taking out gratuities, taking out all this, it can't be the same price. It has to at least look cheaper. Now, me, there's certain things I like. I like my Wi-Fi. You know, I like boarding early if I can. I mean, there's certain things that I like included that you may not be able to get. One of them, like with the low package, you can't change names on it. You're locked into whoever you book, you're locked into it. And for me, like I don't know. I book a cruise knowing on most cruise lines that, hey, later on I can add somebody in if I want to. And this one is like, no changes for the low tier package. The higher tier package, you can add names, add people. I should cut off the reactions. So yeah, I mean, having a good travel agent, it's good to know. I mean, I'm just leery. I'm leery. Find you a good travel agent. I'm gonna leave it at that. Find you a good travel agent, because you know when things go wrong, when you use a travel agent, you have to use that travel agent for everything. So if you want to change your dinner time, hey, you got to go to your travel agent to do that. Make sure your travel agent is available. Make sure certain things, go into that. So just make sure. MSC does this. MSC does the same thing with their Bella. They do. I'm not. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. Actually, I think it's a good thing. It gives people options. But Virgin has always like, whoa, one price. Oh, everything's included. That's like Southwest, no baggage fees. They wouldn't remember that big saying they used to always have. You don't pay for bags in Southwest. You don't pay. Oh, okay, yeah, you do. And Virgin has gone to that now. From what I've gathered, again, a quick glance over it. I don't know all the details, but it looks like they have 3 different tiers that include 3 different things, kind of like what an MSC has. But I like MSC's thing. I usually do the Bell. I usually do the cheapest one, and then maybe throw like the drink package in there if they have it on sale. So, anywho, that's that. Let me get back to what I was talking about. Going to talk about. Rhapsody of the Seas. It cruises Ariel, yes. But hold on. I should have made this a topic. Keisha, right. And even VV TAs both that they don't have to do much to sell because of the all-inclusive. Looks like that's going to change. Yes. Well, I don't know that all-inclusive. I never did the drink package. It wasn't like they didn't have a drink package, my understanding. They had like you could buy a bar tab. I can buy a bar tab anytime. The bar tab, I spend $500 on a bar tab. You give me $50. Well, okay, if I don't use it all, can I turn it? Nope. Ooh, that's scary. But anywho, that's a virgin. We'll have to talk about that on one of the shows. Maybe Scott and I do it on Cruise Talk Live one of these days. So anyway, Rhapsody of the Seas. You know, I told you I'm on a quest. I'm on a quest to do. I'm on a quest to. How can I get that off? I'm on a quest to get diamond on Royal. So Rhapsody of the Seas had a 7-day cruise leaving out of San Juan, but it went to Southern Caribbean and it did a ton of ports. You know, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, a lot of them. Barbados. It did a lot of ports. It was tiring. Just because I had just done it like a week ago, where every day I was running, and this is kind of the same thing with this one. Not that I had to do everything, but it's been so long since I've been to some of these ports that I wanted to get out. I did take a day off in St. Martin, where they had the low-flying planes of Maho Beach or whatever. So I kind of took that day off and really didn't do anything. But it's this older ship held up. And I'm going to get into more details about the ship. But the thing with leaving out of San Juan is San Juan, it felt like I got there a day early, and it felt like my cruise had already started because I'm in San Juan walking around, even though it rained. I'm walking around and enjoying San Juan. And most people that go down San Juan, they say, "Oh, I like San Juan." San Juan it's like a port, even though this is Denise coming in from Facebook. Thank you, Denise. Even though it's like the original port, the where you're leaving out of, it felt like thank you, Denise, double dipping. It felt like the cruise had already started. So I was already one day in and haven't even started the cruise. Now that is a plus. Now the downside is board. When you start to board and they give you times, you might want to stick to your times because they don't have like a waiting area. You're standing outside the gate and everybody is coming to get outside the gate and they're getting in line. There's no cover. I mean, the sun, it was 99 degrees and the sun was out and there's no cover and people are lined up. Now my boarding time wasn't until 2. Hotel kicked me out at 11, so about 10:30 I was headed to the port. So I saw something over here. TJ, Bill trying to be double diamond. Sorry, I'm trying to be triple diamond. I'm already diamond on Carnival. I'm on diamond on MSC. I'm going for a diamond on Royal. I'm triple RBI, a triple play. Anyway, I don't know why I get a big kick out of doing that. It's like the Mr. Bill skit. People like it, so I just go ahead and play along with it. Mr. Bill, oh no. Anyway, there is no shade, and people are standing out there and they're passing out. I mean, it was terrible. I just sat on the side. I'm like, I'll wait till that line dies down. And they don't store your luggage. So, I mean, they literally drop you off outside the port with a locked gate and you're just there with your luggage. You can't drop your luggage off. It ain't like you drop your luggage off and then go do something. No, you're just standing there with your luggage. And once they opened the gate, they weren't checking times. Mine was 2:00. They opened probably about 11:30 or 12. And people in line, they stood in line and I let them go when line died down. I went ahead and got in line, got on the ship. And it reminded me of Celestial Journey where we gave our luggage to somebody right there in line. You gave your luggage to somebody there. Then you went through the process of boarding it. But it wasn't like what you're normally used to. You get out your car, you turn your luggage over to the porters, and that's it. These porters are they're just like sitting there, making sure you have your tag on your bag, and somebody else takes it. Satin Jazz, welcome in. So yeah, so it kind of reminded me of Celestial Journey, not quite, but that's what it reminded me of. But everybody came. I don't know, everybody. I don't know what time people had. I had 2:00, and they just never checked. So that was a downside. Being in San Juan for a day, happy times. Standing out there in that heat, sad times. The ship was well maintained. I mean, you wouldn't have known. The Celestial Journey was probably looked better on the inside, but this ship was well maintained. You wouldn't have known it was nearly, going 30 years old. Bailey said they are trying to avoid changes to loyalty. Bill makes it. Hold on, this is jumping on. Bill makes it to Diamond. It will be changed. Let's hope not. I need all I want from Royal is my 4 free drinks a day. If I can get that, and if I can get that, if I can get that without breaking the bank by, in other words, using my casino offers, I'll be happy with Royal. Me and Royal will be like this because I really do like their ships. This was an older ship, but to me, it felt like it was better maintained than say a Spirit class ship or a Elation type ship. So to me, it felt more maintained. But some of the things on the ship, you could tell its age. The size of the atrium, the steps that you have to take. One of the things I didn't like about the ship was the thresholds going from one room to another room could be significant. I mean, it's like, I'm walking around looking down because you never know when you're gonna have to take a step up to get in there. Even in your room in the bathroom, the step was probably about that big to get into the bathroom. And I mean, they got signs everywhere. Watch your step, going in, going out. Watch your step. Watch your step. And this is where that nightlight would go check out Scott's or my page from yesterday. That nightlight comes in handy because that step, it was big. Yeah, I mean, how big was it? It was pretty big. It was pretty big. Hold on, who called who old? Everybody said hello. I'm Diamond for years now. Yeah, Diamond on Carnival. Diamond is old hat. I don't know how long I've been Diamond. It's been a while. I know Liz and Chris, they did it was interesting because I think I'll say it again. I don't know what day because I watched it today, but they did the process for a back-to-back cruise, and it really is a neat process. I mean, if you've never done a back-to-back cruise, you got about a half an hour, 45 minutes where it's like you're the only ones on the ship. So if there was anything you wanted to do, that was the time to do it. And it was now all the restaurants and everything not open, but just walking around the ships, taking your pictures, whatever you kind of want to do for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you kind of have the ship to yourself and other back-to-back cruisers. I think in their case, I think they said 11, but they thought they might not even been 11 back-to-back cruisers. And that you just have the ship, just the run of the ship. And it's a good feeling. And especially if you keep the same room, that way you don't have to do any. I mean, it's perfect. Cruising Chris, if I didn't say hello, welcome in. Thank you guys. And thank you guys for being members. I appreciate you guys being members. TJ, speaking of TJ, he posted a picture of him, an old school picture with him in his life vest, life jacket. He's showing you how far to go back in time, how long he's been cruising. Carnival Cruise Addicts, Liz, I think you got me by a few weeks. So yeah, you too, Miss Diamond's back-to-back cruise. Yes, see, Keisha watched it. Yes, but again, I mean, it's not about the status; it's about the fun of the cruise. How big was it? It was big. The second tier is the same as the previous model. The third tier is premium Wi-Fi that wasn't included before. All they added was no frills level and $20 tips a day. Well, that yes, $20 tips a day, or if you get on board, it's $22. If you have loyalty on Virgin, you're still golden. Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is now something happened where they said, let's attract a different crowd. Let's offer a bare bone model of, and we're going back to that for people that don't know, going back to Virgin Voyages. Let's offer a bare bone model. No Wi-Fi, probably the middle Wi-Fi only lets you read your social media, and then the third one probably lets you stream. So yeah, I mean, there's something happened in their boardroom where they said, you know what, let's do a bare bone model. Let's strip gratuities out the price when we price it out, even though it hasn't gone anywhere, but let's strip it out the price, and let's offer a bare bone model to see if we can get more people in. That's my belief, at least. And I'm not knocking Virgin, but that is the Southwest. Oh, you never pay for bags on Southwest. You never pay. Yeah, something happened. You were losing a lot of money. And I think in this case, I think their price model made it more expensive. And when you have cruise lines like Carnival, when you have cruise lines like MSC, and they give you a decent price, you kind of want to go compete with them. And I think that's what this bare bone. Now, what would that do to clientele? I don't know. What would it do to the price? I don't know. But it's going to look like a cheaper price. It may not be that big a difference in price. It may not be that big a difference. I mean, basically, you know, it's like Wi-Fi. You're cutting out Wi-Fi. The gratuities, you can prepay, save $2 a day, or do like the old way. So it's $20 if you $20 a day if you prepay, $22 if you wait to get on the ship. But if by stripping out the gratuities from because I mean that was a big thing. Everything is included. Here's the price. You owe us nothing. That was their big spiel. This is the price you pay. This is all you pay. Yeah, they stripped that out. Now gratuities. Now you got $20 a day, 7 days, $140, and then no Wi-Fi. Well, that's another $100, and then so you know, now that price is $200 more than what it would have been. It looks like, again, just glanced at it, not sure exactly. Look who's in the house, Z, my man. How's it going, Z? Glad you're in here. I'm glad you. Hopefully you're doing well, Z. I haven't seen you go live lately. I did see you a little while ago go live on Facebook, but we won't talk about that. Scott. Sounds like you're a great TA to explain those Virgin changes. You got to look into them. I mean, the changes aren't really that much, other than the bare bottom model and stripping out the gratuities, from what I saw. Cruz Bolero, welcome in, Cruz Bolero. Denise says, Keisha, I haven't had time for spaces today. Travel with AK Travel. Welcome in on the Instagram side. Uncle Dave, you never pay for bags until you do. Never pay for bags until you do. Southwest had a greedy stock takeover, which demands change. It may kill the airline. Well, I mean, you have to be competitive, and all these other airlines are making big money off of baggage fees. Whether you know it or not, they're making big money off of it. Southwest just had to catch up with the times. Keisha, I've had an interesting week for sure, but I'm better than most for sure. Veronica, baby doll, what's up? How you doing, Veronica? Tracy and Mike, Cruise Nuts, welcome in on the Facebook side. Linda, welcome in, Linda. Let me not get too far behind in the chat. Oh, I think I caught up. It's perfect. Perfect. So anyway, getting back to what were we talking about? Oh yeah, I remember now. Rhapsody of the Sea. The staff was very friendly, and I I love Royal's app. I do understand why people are loyal to Royal. I really do. I really do. No, I'm off of Rhapsody being old, Keisha. Um, the app, the way that it works off the ship, like you check in with it. MSC is pretty much like this too, but and I wish Carnival would do this. Check into restaurants and check into different things and look at your itineraries and do a lot on your app, even though you're not connected to the ship's Wi-Fi. I really do like Royal's app. It took a little getting used to because you had so much going on that it just took a little while to get used to their app. But I really do like Royal's app. Shay, welcome in, Shay. Linda saying hi to everybody. Hello, hi, hello, hi. Foodie says, FYI, premium Wi-Fi was not included before. It was classic Wi-Fi that was included. The big difference for the first tier is non-refundable fares like Royal does. I gotta believe you. I don't know enough about Royal. I'm sorry, Virgin, Foodie. They have a medium right now. They have a no Wi-Fi, medium Wi-Fi, and premium. So there has to be some kind of difference between the premium and the middle one. But from what you're saying, it's like it wasn't included before. So if you wanted to get better, you could. It sounds like. Veronica says we're getting on the Rhapsody next month. Anything stands out? Yes, I like the ship. I like the size of the ship. I think everybody was friendly on it. Only thing, the buffet I thought was above average. They kind of repeated a lot of some of the foods a lot on the ship as far as the buffet area, but the food quality and the food temperature was good. I thought was good, so I enjoyed that. And matter of fact, I ate a lot of my meals there. The only thing with the buffet is they didn't have any hand washing stations. Older ships, I guess it wasn't really thought about then at the time. So they didn't have hand washing stations, but they did have somebody up there with sanitizer to put that out for everybody that wanted it. Which I enjoyed it. Most people did it. I do have a question. I do have a question for people in the chat, and this is going to be kind of my get off my lawn type of deal, and I'm going to rant just a little bit. But I could be. Oh, Veronica, and hopefully you got a good price on Rhapsody by being an older ship. Hopefully you got a good price. But if it's still going out of San Juan, I mean that's like a pre-cruise port. If you ever had one. Anyway, in the buffet area, I'm sitting at my table eating. There's a family up here, probably like grandparents, parents, and then a kid. Kid is small, in diapers. They set the baby, like who's in diapers with no shoes on the table. Dirty diaper, diaper. I'm assuming it's probably dirty. Dirty diaper and feet on the table in the buffet area. For me, that's a no-no. I wouldn't do that to my kids. I wouldn't do that. I'm sorry. I wouldn't do. It's not for the kids. It's for the people that come behind the kids. And I've watched them clean the tables, and they don't sanitize the tables like you think. That bothered me, but that had nothing to do with Royal. That wasn't Royal's fault. But that was my complaint of this pretty much this whole cruise was that I got then I was disgusted. I mean, anyway, that was me. Everybody saying dark theme. If I didn't say it, welcome in. Happy Thursday. Jerry, welcome in on the Facebook side. Appreciate you coming in, Jerry. Jerry, I've been watching all these. This is a friend from Greece cruise. Satin Lady. I mean, we're all from Greece. I'm starting to miss Greece. I kind of want to go back, but I think Raquel, that next Greece cruise, I think it's already sold out. 50 cabins. I think it's sold out in a week. I'm glad you're trying Virgin Voyages now too, though, Bill. And I think that is the point. They know that if they can get you on the ship, it's over. Well, and I really do. I really think this was a planned effort to get more people to come on the ship. And if it's as good as everybody, most people that I know that cruise on Virgin is like, I'm not going back. This is my favorite cruise line. And I think they thought that out. It's like, if we can just get them on our ship, show them our product, we got them hooked. So I'm not even mad at them. And as I said, be like everybody else. Don't include the gratuities in a price to make your prices look bloated. Be like everybody else, where hey, here's the price, $500 a person. Virgin Voyages, it would have been $650, everything included. But the other one, because nobody's reading it. Oh, $500 a person. Oh, this is cheaper. Oh, I can get this. Oh, yeah, that doesn't include the drink pack. Anyway, I think it's a good plan by Virgin. I think. Law Jones. Law Jones, I hope you're talking about the diaper on the table with the bare feet on the table and just playing on the table. It took everything I had not to say something. I didn't want to be that guy. Nobody else seemed to have a problem about it but me. Nelly, I am the guy who would say something about that. Yeah, it was disgusting. Mona, that would bother me too. Okay, it's not me. Nobody's of any age on the dining table. None. You don't. None. It was a baby carrots, baby whatever, spinach, baby. It was baby everything. Yeah, I am too loyal to Royal, but all they do is clean stuff off the table. That's it. No wiping, no nothing. They wipe down. Excuse me. They wipe down, but it's like the same cloth on every table. So, I don't want to think about it. It just, which is why I like going to the main dining room. I like the convenience of the buffet over the main dining room because I don't like, changing clothes and all that stuff to go to the main dining room. But yeah, I do understand why people don't go to the buffets. TJ says my first VV will be in February. I can't wait to try. I'm going in January, and we'll see. We'll see. I mean, my cruise experience or my cruising nowadays, all I want to do is find me a comfortable place to sit, listen to some music, have a drink, go smoke a cigar. I'm happy. This I was telling you about the cruise I'm going up that hopefully this hurricane doesn't affect. It's on Wonder of the Seas. I have no idea what ports we're going to. I'm not getting off the ship. It's a 4-day cruise, so I'm assuming it's Nassau and Perfect Day at Coco Cay. I'm not getting off the ship. I will be on the ship, looking at the ship the entire time. I'm not even getting off. At what ports? Give me 4 days at sea. That's all I want. Well, away from the hurricane. But I'm not getting off I'm not getting off the ship. Rhapsody of the Sea is a really good road ship with the best itinerary. Yes, and by being older, you get a good price. And I like the way Royal lays out their ships. I like the way they lay out the buffets. As I said, I understand why people are loyal to Royal. I really do. They do things right. Is it the cheapest? No, but it worked. And they don't try to nickel and dime you like MSC. If you connect your Wi-Fi to one product, it's stuck to that product. Well, Carnival and Royal, they allow you to switch back and forth, which is nice. Now, this was an old school ship, and they actually had like an internet cafe. How many people are old enough to remember the internet cafes? Back before every cell phone had the internet, back before everybody had a laptop with, satellite signals. And back before then, they used to have what they called internet cafes. You can buy, a little time on the Wi-Fi to check your email. And anyway, they had computers there for you. They still had that on Rhapsody, and they had a guy down there manning that station. He came in handy, believe it or not, because I was trying to switch from my phone to my laptop. I did it one time, but it wouldn't do it again. I go down there, and then he helped me out and said, "No, we'll just try this next time," and it worked. Veronica wants to know: does Virgin Voyages do they do casino deals? I don't know enough about them. I don't know. Royals issued and posted signs that tell people not to put their feet on. I don't know. I don't know why people put their feet on everything. See, I wasn't raised that way. If there's a lounge chair, gotcha. A chair with a stool, gotcha. But the number of people that put their feet like on, if they're near a wall or something, and they put their feet on the wall, like on an airplane. You put your feet on the wall, and I mean, I don't understand that. I mean, that was no. Keep your feet on the floor. That's where the feet belong. It's just the way I was raised. And watching people do it, you can see me get tense. You. So anyway, yes. Foodie vacations, yes. That Rhapsody Southern Caribbean itinerary. It was amazing. It was amazing. I want to do it again. I want to do it again. I want to do it again. And that was a casino deal, I believe, for me. And I absolutely loved it. Law Jones shoots in bare feet. That's Nelly says, since Virgin included gratuities, will they allow those to be taken off? From who did I watch? I was watching on like a YouTube video. I forget who it was, but it looks. I mean, gratuities, they can always take them off. They didn't really advertise it, but gratuities is not part of the price. Yeah, I don't have to tip you nothing if I don't want to. But they said, yeah, it was not mandatory. I mean, I'm sure they don't want to stress that, but no. I'm not necessarily a big fan of that. I kind of like the if the gratuities really go to the workers, I prefer it to be in the price and people can't just take it off. And if enough people start taking them off, and now I'm starting to see all these posts, well, yeah, just take it off and tip who you want. To me, that you don't get a lot of people behind the scenes. And now what I wind up doing a lot of times is tipping people that normally don't get tipped. As I said, I smoke cigars, so I go out there. So if a waiter comes by, yes, they get a tip. But now the person that's actually like cleaning up, I tip them too. Not a ton of money, but I do tip them, and they appreciate it. But I don't know. Would they see that money? I don't know. But if they keep my area clean, and they normally do the same people in the same area, so you run into them a lot. Here you go. I don't mind tipping you. Cruise Nuts says, "Whoops, we went out of San Juan on 2011 on Carnival. I like San Juan as a port. I do like it as a port. They will allow you to go to guest services, take off the tips like everyone else. Yeah, that's what I saw. I'm not really for that. I'm not really for that. I don't know what the answer is to that. I mean, okay, they say $20, make it 15, but included as part of the fare. I think if everybody did that, it would make it a lot easier, and I think workers could get paid their money. Nelly says Nassau and Coco Cay. That's it. I mean, I don't know I didn't look at it because I'm not getting off the ship. I don't care. I just want to see Wonder of the Seas. Everybody said how great the Wonder of the Seas was. I booked the Mason jar on the first day, which was probably a mistake, but I did it through the app. Thank goodness, Royal app is perfect. No, it's not perfect, but it's a good app. I did it the first day. I don't know how tired I'm going to be that first day, first night at 6 p.m. And you probably have sail away at 4:35. So yeah, I don't know how smart it was, but I did it. Everything now. You join us here. Okay. Looking forward to seeing you in November. I will be there. Where did I got my hotel? I'm not staying in Galveston. I'm staying a little outside Galveston. I forget exactly where. I booked a room, but I don't know exactly where. But it's going to be a good little group down there. I can't wait to see people. I agree with you, Bill. Butts and feet don't belong on tables. Yes, I don't care what age. I mean, kids disrespectful. Anyway, no, the kids. I mean, it's not their fault. It's the parents' area or parents' fault, especially in public areas. Vicky says, I love internet cafes. Very social. I'm old. Nobody was down there, Vicky. Nobody was down there. I mean, every now and then you see somebody walk in there to speak to the person at the desk, but nobody sat down there and did anything. But it was right outside. Getting back to Royal, it was right outside the R bar, which was like the central bar, which is the bar down in the atrium, which was one of my favorite spots to hang out. And not so much at the bar itself, but in the seating area just outside. And I've done so much video on it. I don't know if I have it a short or I worked on a video on it or something, but right outside of that area is a little seating area. And I love it there. There was got windows there and you can look out, comfortable chairs. I love it there. Royal did a good job. They did a good job. They had enough areas outside the ship where if you want to go outside the ship and look at the water, you had good areas with not all the glass. I mean, I understand nowadays safety first, and have the 6-foot glass. Excuse me. Had a 6-foot glass everywhere. This didn't have that, and I loved it. UR offer Virgin deals, Veronica. They do, Nelly. You sound like a naughty cruiser, naughty cruiser person there. UR I used to talk about UR Comp all the time. Cruising, Chris. We have a 9-day vision of the seas to Bermuda and Bahamas in a balcony with 4 people for $5K. Older ships are the way to go. Sweet. Moss, is that one of the stops at Charleston? Dark Theme. Another pet peeve of mine is people eating while they're going through the. Yes, Dark Theme. Yes. You just wash your hands. Don't put your hands near your mouth and scratching your butt and all this other stuff before you go. So, yes, I mean go wash your hands or sanitize your hands in this case. Go get your food and then go ahead and eat. But yes, Cruise Nuts is back on the YouTube side now. Welcome in. If there are any fries on my plate, I'm eating at least 3 long before I get to the table. Wow, Keisha. Wow. You can't wait? No. Travel with Josie Ann. Welcome in on the Instagram side, Josie Ann. There was a tip box at the buffet. What? There was a tip box at the buffet. I've never seen that before. Huh. I don't know how I feel about that. And that irritates me, like going to McDonald's or KFC or someplace, and they have like the tip jar. I don't know. It bothers me. People, we need to get back to like paying people like a livable wage. So everything. I love going, like Australia. It's not a tipping culture. The price is what they say it is. Where was I? Matter of fact, it was. I don't know, where was it at? San Juan or someplace else? I kind of got guilted into a higher tip because it was like, and it was really fast. Whatever it was, like either a restaurant it probably was a restaurant in San Juan. They did it really fast at the end when he brought my bill, and she's kind of fast talking me. And you know how they bring the little pay thing if you're paying by card, and they bring the little pay thing out there, and then they give you like tip amounts. Well, that first tip amount was like 18 to 20%. That was the low tip. And they did have one at the end where it says customize, but it's hustle bustle, and I'm like, I just want to get out of here. And I did the 18% or 20, whatever it was, 18 or 20%, and that was the low tip. And it was like, see, you got me. So now I'm gonna be more cautious about it. Just pay a livable wage where, hey, the burger is $10. Here's $10. Have a good day, sir. You too, sir. I mean, that's all I want. Everybody saying hello, hello, hello. I will be going out of San Juan on Celebrities Constellation in December 2026. San Juan, go down there a day or two early. I mean, it's like an early port for you. To be fair, I wasn't saying that I was for tips to be taken off. I was just asking. Yeah, no. I mean, tips are supposed to be earned. You know, basically, you're not guaranteed. You weren't guaranteed a tip at one time. You know, it was not the tip. You weren't guaranteed the tip. Say I've been around these YouTube streets too long, but anyway, but now everybody thinks they're entitled to a tip, no matter if it was good service, bad service, indifferent service. Don't care. Here's the price and the tip. And they look at you like you're crazy if you don't want to pay a tip. Nelly says Mason jar is good. The first night, only thing is, it's the first night. Cruise Bolero, Wonder of the Seas is great, and that's all I hear. I've never heard one bad thing about Wonder of the Seas, and I know it's a Oasis class ship, and Utopia and stuff like that. But they're like, nope, my favorite ship is Wonder of the Seas, and I just want to see why, and I'm going to spend all my time on the ship. Keisha, as long as you don't lick but you know, everybody kind of does that. Everybody's saying hello. Royal's big ships can only go to big ports. 7 Icon ships. I'm not happy. Vicky, I think me and you are in the same place there. I don't. Carnival was doing the same thing. You're building a lot of the same ships. I want like different designs. Put about 3, maybe 4 ships of one kind, like Icon. Then make something different, you know. And I'm sure there's a heavy cost for that. I mean, Carnival with the Festival and beyond, they're taking off the roller coaster. So, I mean that's at least it's different. But they're doing what I don't like about why I don't necessarily care about new cruises. Carnival is going to, we're gonna move the Emerald's Bistro from one side to the other. Oh, we're gonna change the name of this bar to that. Well, that's nothing different. To me, that's nothing different. You can name it whatever you want. Tell me what's different about it. You know, and I like different design, and that's probably why I like these older ships. Like with Royal, I'm doing a lot of older ships on Royal, and it's probably why I like them so much, because they're so different. You know, that the Viking Crown Room, I've been on Royal ships before, and I've been up there before, but this is the first time that I really took advantage of it. And and I loved it. Had a bartender up there, very low music, if any. Most of the time it was just like nothing. You could hear music like from someplace else. I loved it. What time is it? Hold on. That was a quick hour. I will say this before I get off, because I got Tigers and football to watch. But I will say this. This solarium on Royal, they've got to do something else. Every solarium I've been in has been like enclosed, and it was the hottest, muggiest place I've ever been. I can't sit in there. It's too hot and too muggy. I mean, I'd rather go on the Lido deck in the sun and at least get a breeze. This solarium was to me was unusable. A few people were in there, and they included the park cafe, which is the little snack bar, which has the pizza, by the way. I didn't know that because I'm looking at the buffet. I'm looking all around the ship. I'm like, there's no pizza place here. This is strange. It took like today 5 or 6 for me to find out where the pizza place was. Anyway, I found it, and because it's so hot and muggy down there and nobody's down there, it looks like the pizza's been sitting there for a half an hour. I didn't like it, and I wouldn't recommend it. On the Oasis class ships, the Park Cafe is in a usable area. I think it's in like Central Park, or it used to be, or somewhere around there. It wasn't back there in the solarium. So that was my only really knock with this Rhapsody of the Sea, was the solarium just being too hot, too muggy to be usable, and where Park Cafe was, it was just unusable. Porthole and Pixie Ducks, welcome in on the Instagram side. Thank you for coming in, my friends. And that was like one of the only things that I didn't like about it. But anybody going live after this? I don't know if I'm about to get off of here, but I didn't see anybody going live. Anybody has any suggestions for who's going live? TikTok. I'm gonna we can try to all go over there and support somebody. I didn't see anybody. And usually when I get off here, I'm going like straight to football. This time I'm going straight to baseball. Law Jones. I like tips to be included. I don't like that when a crew member wants to be tipped for passing them in the hallway. And I like to know before I go what should be expected. I do too. I don't know what's a good tip. I mean, that would bother me. Like if I did the yacht club, how much do you tip? I don't know. I don't do the yacht club. What's a good tip? $10, $15, $100? I don't know. And people probably think I'm funny because when I ask people, like if I go someplace and I don't know how much tip, what's the typical amount of the tip? Now you have to take that with a grain of salt. Oh yeah, we usually tip 500%. But no, I like just include everything in the price. Linda says, I'm so excited about MSC Seascape November 9th. Yes, November 9th. The countdown is real. What is it? November 9th? What day is it? I don't even know what day it is. A little over 30 days. VOM, welcome in. Appreciate you stopping by. Roy, I like the Schooner Bar. I do. I don't spend a lot of time there though. I know a lot of people love it, but I don't spend a lot of time in the Schooner Bar for whatever reason. Probably being antisocial, but I don't spend a lot of time at the Schooner Bar. And this one was kind of off. It was kind of out of the way. Usually it's like midship, but this was like at towards, I believe, like the back of the ship, right outside of the dance club. Naughty and I actually are friends, so you know where I got. No, I know I see in his chat all the time, Nelly. So yeah, that's what I mentioned. I'm like, well, you are a cop. We got a gambler here, people. We got a gambler. But I mean, they do a really good job at You Are Comped. I would never tip a buffet box. I would never tip a buffet box. Me either. Bill, we were on the Carnival Ecstasy back in 2011 on San Juan. I mean, one of those ships, that was like my first 7-day cruise. And it probably was out of San Juan. So it might have been the same ship back in the 90s. And I loved it. I loved it then. I love San Juan. Tips hopefully are earned. It's not an entitlement. It's not, but they're treating them now like an entitlement, like it's part of their salary. Like I'm offending them by not tipping. They don't have a buffet on VV, but they do have a very large food hall with a diner. And the social club has free wings. Ooh, nice. And they have a pizza joint and free scooped ice cream with waffle cones. The tip box was locked and closed until the last day. The workers in there were always great, but we're not on the normal tip list. But we're not on the normal tip list. Well, that's yes. And people like that, I want to tip. You know, if I got exceptional service, where I'm, like somebody every day they were there, and I always went there and got ice cream or something like that, or whatever. Yes, then I would tip. Tanya, welcome in, welcome in. Appreciate you coming in. And again, thanks everybody for coming in, especially the channel members of Strong Crew. Appreciate you guys being in here, and all my moderators. Thank you guys for being here and keeping me safe. Yes, just the tip. Everybody said hello. Together we travel. Will, welcome in, welcome in. Appreciate you stopping in. And I'm trying to make sure I catch up on the chat. Keisha, no, I haven't been myself this week. I don't even think I've been to any of your streams. Oh, Keisha, feel better. Veronica, you guys did. You and Aaron did that. I do like the NCL Aqua. It was small enough to go to the ports, but it's still big. I like the mid-sized ships, the 2 elevator banks. I do like the mid-sized ships, the smaller ships. The Aqua, you know why I like the Aqua, Veronica, Prince. I want to go on that ship just because of the Prince show. Whoa. What? Hold on. I don't know what is Keisha talking about. I feel like cruise companies need to mix up the ship size. I do. And build some smaller ships to like Tampa, was it Jacksonville? You got New Orleans. Build some newer ships to go to those ports. Stop treating those ports as like an afterthought, and build smaller ships that can fit in there, get under the bridges and make the turns in the Mississippi, and make ships that go in there, make it more interesting to go down there. Ricky, who's the other one? There was somebody else. Vicky, I gotta stop. Ricky. Some of you would get the Ricky reference. Ricky! Some of you would get that reference. A lot of you like, what's wrong with Bill? That was from a movie, people. That was from a movie. Lavette, what's my next cruise? It's on Wonder of the Seas. I leave out Sunday. I think it's Monday. I think. If I can avoid getting a room like Friday and Saturday in Miami, I get such a cheap price. A place I stayed at, one of the last times I was in Miami, not the last time, but the time before last, I got like for $89. And it's right down there by South Beach. And my goodness, prices just drop off season. Yes, on Oasis class ships, Park Cafe is in the Central Park. Yes. Scott's in an hour. Scott's in an hour. What time is it? Scott's in an hour. 9:00. Thirsty Thursday trivia. Be there or be square. Parker's on the Go is always live on Thursday. Parker's on the Go. Go there. The Strong Crew Raid or Strong Raid. Go there. I think the fam. Go there. I'm everybody. Drop some of these links. Scott, drop the fam link. Keisha, Parker's on the Go. Drop their link. Tanya says Parker on the Go. Parker's on the Go. Everybody saying hello. It is good to see Nikki. Good to see you, Nikki. Stay strong. Stay strong and embrace the journey. Have a great night. Bye, all. Everybody saying hello. Bye. Stay strong. Stay strong. Embrace. Let's see. Yes, you're rushing us off for football. I am. Football and baseball. Tonight is more baseball. I told you about my Tigers' epic collapse. I mean, this collapse is probably going to go down into the record book as like the worst collapse ever. Maybe not the worst, but it's going to be close. So anyway, I'm watching Tiger baseball and football. I don't pay for hotels. I have a Chase Sapphire Preferred. I buy everything with, and on the points can be transferred to IHG. Marriott. Nice, Vicky. I need to hang with you. Strong Raid. Get a Chase. Everybody knows about this but me, huh? Scott drops the fam live. So go over there, do a quick strong raid. Hashtag strong raid. You really want me to answer that, Tanya? You really want to answer? This is special. I mean, normally I would say no. I would talk to you guys. I go on my cruises. I try to go live every time I'm on my cruise. I'm giving up cruise days so I can talk to you guys. And I'm so appreciative that you guys actually show up, because I'm like, why? Wi-Fi is not good. And anyway. But this is a special night. Was Thursday Night Football. But more special than that, my Tigers are having an epic collapse. And I got to be there, root them on. I should have my jersey on. So everybody, I am going to get ready to get out of here. Thanks for tuning in. I probably will go live Monday from Wonder of the Seas, like for Sellaway. Probably turn on your notifications if you don't mind. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed, and hit the like button before you go out. Before you step out, hit the like button. I appreciate that. And go check out Scott at 9 o'clock tonight. Go check out my Greece. I'm dropping my Greece videos now, so go back and check out Greece. How my time that I had in Greece, and how this last guy beat me. Oh no, that's that Monday. Monday I should have another video out too on Monday. Monday I'm doing a Kusadasi Turkey video, and you're gonna hear how a guy took advantage of me. And when I say took advantage of me, not in a good way, he took advantage of me taking me on a tour. So tune in Monday for that video, Monday or Tuesday. I'm trying to get it ready for Monday. Depends on what happens the rest of the weekend. Anyway, so thanks for being here, everybody, and good night. And make sure you stay strong and embrace the journey. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Peace. Hold on. No. We're going to end this like a rock star. Boom.